I said my life has kind of turned to shambles the past few days ever since buying Monster Hunter.
Are we starting off with that? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rise Up podcast. I am Chandler Henry, joined by my brother, 14 hours away, Grant Henry. Grant, how's it hanging in Spectator, New York?
It's actually warming up a bit. We had a nice balmy 20 degrees the other day. Dead serious, though. It felt so nice.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Grant, if you've watched our Rise Again vlogs, Grant lives in Spectator, New York, which is a winter wonderland. And it doesn't go above freezing for months at a time. So the lake is what... So Grant sent me a Snapchat that the lake was frozen over so hard that they were driving their car on it.
Yeah. And that might be coming to you in a future Rise Again episode.
You filmed it?
But I filmed a little bit of it. Not much of it was usable because it was super dark. But we're gonna go again. We're hoping to try to go again at sunset.
It looks beautiful.
And so it just looked absolutely gorgeous.
But yo, guys,
we drove.
What?
I said, but we took the car and drove it out on the lake. But ice is about 18 inches thick.
Wait! Only 18? I thought it would be at least 5 feet.
No, it's not gonna ever get that thick. I think the thickest it usually gets is about 18 inches to 2 feet, because you really only need 6 inches in order for it to be able to support people.
But what about you were driving a car on it though? That's how many pounds? Like 1,000 pounds? 1,000 or 5,000 pounds?
Actually, but that's not even a big deal up here. There's not the lake that I'm at, but a lake for a town that's about 15 minutes away. Every year they have ice racing, where they'll bring cars out, pave kind of right out a track on the lake, and just race rally cars on the lake.
You were telling me the other day we went to the post office or wherever you were going that there was a plane just landed on the lake.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that, but so they have this race, and there's about 5 to 10 cars just going around the circuit on the lake, but they have about 30 to 40 cars just chilling parked on the lake to watch this event.
Jeez.
So there's about 40 or 50 cars just chilling on this lake. It's no big deal.
Not a care in the world.
Because it isn't up here. Yeah. And so I was going to church the other day, and I looked to my left. I was running a little bit late, so I couldn't stop. But there's just 4 planes. Not huge planes.
4?
But 4, yeah. 4 just yeah. Just individual small almost crop dusters, just chilling on the lake. And I'm like, dang, that's sick. So I assumed there was some sort of big event going on where they're doing a plane show or something like that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go after church and down and watch this happen and try to get some pictures of it. It'll be awesome. And so I go down there after church and they're gone.
Yeah.
So they were just there for less than an hour. That's crazy.
You know that the most interesting man in the world, Dad? Where it's the most interesting man in the world. Yeah. That's probably those people who were just decided to fly a plane and landed on an icy lake where they've never been before. Oh,
they've been there before. I talked around and asked some people about it. It was what was up with those planes? What happened? And they're like, oh yeah, it's just some dudes who own planes, and they just in the summer they put pontoons on them and land on lakes, but in the winter they just put wheels on, put some studs in them, just drill some screws into the tires or something like that. They just go around. They just flew, just let's go flying. Just landed on the lake, went and got breakfast at a place in town and left. It's no big deal. That's life up here.
That's baller, dude.
Absolutely insane.
That's goals.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's why we need to get YouTube famous so I can
culture.
afford to buy a plane and just fly it around the Adirondack Mountains and land on frozen lakes.
Just land on lakes.
That would be a cool vlog. You need to meet them and then record it.
They'd probably love me because old people love people who are tall.
That's true. Old people love tall people.
Yeah, when I first came up here, I really kind of dreaded going to church up here for the first time, because I knew that I'd be an actual zoo animal. People before probably have never seen anyone who's over 6 foot tall up here. I mean, or 6'4".
Context people listening, Grant is nearing 7 feet tall. He's about 6'11".
Yeah, and so I just knew the first time I'd go to a small church up in here, which is just, it's a very small town area, not too many people around. And so I knew the first time I went to one of the churches that I would just be swarmed.
Yeah.
A bunch of old people would come to me and be like, oh, how tall are you? You're tall. Do you play basketball? you know what? I have a tall daughter. Tall meaning like,
yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
the number one thing when people are like, I have a tall daughter who's
And usually when they say like tall daughter, they're talking about like a daughter who's like 5'6", 5'8", which in my book isn't really that, like, it's tall, but it's not that tall for a girl.
No.
Like, I think like tall is 5'10" or above for a girl. Other than that is like above average.
For sure. I can't lie to you right now, dude. I'm in such a bad mood.
Why are you in bad mood?
Because
I know. So I usually, because you're usually the one who's talking more, and I'm talking more right now. So that's kind of out of character for us.
Okay. So just context. This is being posted on Saturday. We're recording this on Thursday. So I was just editing the Rise Again vlog for this week, and what it was a torch building competition between me, Grant, and our cousin Tyler, who you know from the first episodes of the podcast. And
can I interject quickly?
Sure thing.
My favorite thing about that, because I just finished watching it, because I wanted to watch it before this, in case you want to talk about it, because you just posted it maybe like an hour ago.
Yeah, about.
And I just got off work. I just thought it was hilarious because I didn't know how much smack Tyler was talking through that whole thing.
And then he just failed.
Saying, she's like, oh, Grant's not going to be any competition. It's just going to come down to me and Chandler. And all this other stuff like, oh, Grant's dumb. He's not going to be. I majored in physics. I was like with engineers all throughout college.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't show it in that, but like.
At least Tyler fell on his sword respectfully. He was just like, nope, I don't have it. Yo, guys, if you haven't watched our most recent vlog, I would advise as you go watch it, some great entertainment. Now, it is important to note there is no magic in it. And, we are magicians, but posting 3 videos a week all about magic will make you hate it. So we try and branch out a little bit to have some variety. And we hope that you guys enjoy it. But besides that, why I'm in a bad mood is because that specific video probably took me around 12 to 14 hours to edit total, because what we did is really all the different camera angles I was switching back and forth. And the hard part is if any of you guys edit videos, we all had a phone and we're recording, right? But we didn't all start and end at the same time or record in the same time. We were all filming in like 1 to 2 minute bursts, the best parts.
Yeah.
So when I went to edit it, half of my time was figuring out the time continuity issue, so that when Grant's saying something, I could match it up when Tyler was saying something, because there were some funny moments with that in the video. But all that being said, the reason why I'm in a bad mood, but I'm not really in a bad mood, I'll get over it. You can just decide not to be in a bad mood. That's one thing about life that people don't realize. Bad moods don't have to exist. I'm in a bad mood, and once I tell you guys why I am, I'm going to turn it off, and it's going to be a great rest of the day. I'm going to put it behind me.
Yep.
So I spend 14 hours editing this video. I finished at 4 a.m. this morning, last night. Didn't sleep. Finally finished. My computer has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It is an absolute trash pile. So it took 4 hours to render it. And when it was done rendering, I noticed I had a spelling error in it. And I'm a perfectionist, so I did it again, and I rendered it again. And I also made some color correction changes. And it said it was going to be done in 3 hours. So when it's finally done, I exported it when it was finally done and uploaded it to YouTube. I think it's a really fun and entertaining video, so I upload it, we always upload videos unlisted so that you can check its monetization before you go public. Yeah. So it's green, all ready to be monetized, and as soon as I switch it from unlisted to public and hit submit, it immediately, within seconds, we had 11 views, it immediately gets demonetized. Now, here's the thing. Sorry about the chair, but here's the thing. Demonetization, when you're a small channel like us with about 30,000 subscribers, it's not going to kill us money-wise, because we're not making that much money anyway. We do this for fun. We do this because we love chatting with you guys.
Yeah, we're not doing YouTube for money. It's like...
No, Grant has a full-time job and I'm a college student. It's nice to make money on something you're making, which is kind of the mentality behind monetization, was at least I'm making something with what I'm making. But what's more frustrating about it than the money is that when a video is demonetized and deemed inappropriate, it doesn't get recommended anymore. They don't put it in everyone's sub box. They don't send out notifications for people anymore. The video is dead. It will get no views, which is the most frustrating thing about it. Because I would rather grow as a channel to get money. If someone said, "Do you want $1,000 or 5,000 more subscribers?" You take 5,000 more subscribers in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I just thought, like, if we would it stunt the growth of it in terms of that if we didn't monetize in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. Because...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, it's like, we don't make much off YouTube though, but it's nice to be able to have that to like, be able to invest that back into.
Right, you justify it. Like for instance, I just got a brand new microphone. Hopefully I sound better. It's paid for by YouTube. It was a $70 microphone, which isn't that much money, but it's $70. But it was paid for entirely by ad revenue over the past few months. But you know, still, it's nice to be able to reinvest something and you enjoy doing. But I don't want to talk about it too much. You know, the video is really fun. I think it's really enjoyable. So I highly suggest you go check it out. But besides that, my bad mood is now gone. I'm putting it behind me, and we're moving on to the next video. Which
now, I will say a quick thing about that is that, like, I think bad moods have like a good place as long as you don't let them control you. Because sometimes just being angry about something and like just being upset about it for a bit is like therapeutic. It helps you process it. But
oh my gosh,
if you let that go too long,
I know people. You're about to get me fired up. I know people don't listen to us for this type of stuff. Well, people liked our motivational video. Do not let me go off on this because I will talk about it for hours. So you keep me in check right now. Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players ever. He inspires me with this one thing I heard him talk about, and he didn't invent it, but he basically calls it the muse cage. And the muse cage is basically the idea that you're in complete control of all your emotions and can separate them to categories. Okay? So, when I feel creative, when I feel inspired, maybe I'm feeling creative and inspired when I need to go to bed at 3 a.m. and I need my sleep. I need to be able to package up that creativity and inspiration and be able to use it at a time that will benefit me. For anything like that, something motivational and inspirational. What this leads to, though, is when you get in a bad mood and you're angry, let's say you got dumped, let's say you got a bad grade on a test, things are going awry, what you can use that for is when you're angry and mad and upset, to be able to bottle it up, don't spray it on other people, right? Bottle up that bad mood, and then use it at a time when it benefits you. So what Kobe Bryant did was when he got mad, he wouldn't take it on his family. He would say, you know, I bottle that up, and then as soon as he stepped on a basketball court, all that rage and all that anger is being unleashed.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I'm really pissed off about the monetization, to be completely honest. It makes me very angry that I spend that much time into something, and it is instantaneously demonetized. Instantaneously demonetized. I gotta bottle it up, move on, but I tell you what, next time I'm lifting or working out, you know what I'm gonna be thinking about?
Mm-hmm. You're thinking about YouTube.
And how we got demonetized, and I'll be able to lift 30 pounds more because I'm gonna be so angry. So yeah.
Yeah. The same type of thing happened last week though, because those of you who watched the podcast last week, hopefully like this wasn't a huge deal because like it's mainly meant to be audio only. That's what we're like. Our goal is to like make the audio quality the best and like
for sure
provide good audio content rather than dancing in front of the camera, something to make it entertaining that way. But I realized because we recorded them on our iPhones last week because we were gonna try to play that, just like test out to see if we can bring Tyler on next week and see how that worked. But what we didn't realize is because iPhones don't record at a constant frame rate. And so like the cameras that we're on right now, it's constantly recording at 24 frames a second. We can do it to difference, like your Sony can do 120. But iPhones, like that fluctuates. So after about 12 to 15 minutes of recording, your audio and your video unsync.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that because most of the times when I edit these podcasts, like I'll watch it for the bit, but like I'll just listen to it. Like I'll put it on. I'll listen to it when I hear something that needs to be edited or like cut out just to make the flow better. I'll come to my computer and do that, but like I'll do chores in the meantime.
Right.
And just listen to it. And so after I have like the final edit, then I'll go through and watch the whole thing to make sure that I'm not doing anything embarrassing or anything along those lines. I noticed that, and that was around like midnight or like 1 a.m. or something like that because I had gotten started late. And I spent so long trying to fix that. Like I was looking at different solutions. I tried cutting it and like cutting out parts to try to resync it, and just nothing was working well. Just like cutting it just made it weird, and then just desync again, and it was a frustrating experience.
Well, that reminds me of a YouTube video by Peter McKinnon, who honestly is someone I would look up to because he was a magician. And don't worry, I'm not saying we're gonna quit, but he was able to branch out and become something greater with a farther reach. But he made a video this week that was called "Done is Better Than Perfect." And that's a slippery slope. But basically the theme of the video is that you can't not try something because you don't think it's going to be perfect. But it's a slippery slope where Grant's choice was no podcast that week, or just put it out with the error of the audio drift when our faces weren't synced up with the words. So we just want to get it out there because we know lots of you guys just listen to it.
Yeah, and like, I know that, and you have to like kind of weigh everything, because if it was for any other video other than podcast, I probably would have just delayed it.
Yeah.
Because like if it was a more important video where like the audio and the video being synced up was really important, that's not acceptable. For this, I don't think it's acceptable either, but it's far more excusable for something like a podcast.
For sure.
Where it's mainly audio. And so when it put it up, it got demonetized too.
Yeah, last week's podcast got demonetized too, so that was nice.
Yeah. So that was great. But other than that, just kind of, now I know that, now I've learned, and I know that issue with iPhones, and I know this is being recorded on our actual cameras this time.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to try to think of something different to do when we bring Tyler back on here again. But we'll cross that hurdle when we jump it.
Yo, really quick, what we were just talking about with the inspiration of the Muse cage. Yeah. I have the $1 million idea, but not an idea. If I could come up, I need you guys, maybe we can make this invention as a group, right? What I'm saying is that I don't know if any of the other guys have experienced this, but when I have my best ideas and I'm most creative and I come up with my best, like, ingenious video ideas or something like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm taking a shower. Now, here's the problem. I have some of my best thoughts when I'm in a shower, and I know I'm not alone on this because lots of people say that. What I'm thinking is we got to come up with some sort of invention, right, that is an easy way for you to write down an idea in the shower. Because I've seriously, because I have my best ideas in the shower, like set up my phone and try to use Siri, take a note, and it's just voice recognition with the shower on is not there yet. I need like a waterproof whiteboard where I can like sit in the shower and like knock out ideas. I don't know why. I think a way to write down or record ideas when you're in the shower. You know what I really should do? I should just turn on voice memos and record myself talking and listen back to it later. But yo, really quick, what I got to touch on for this. If you guys have noticed, the first few podcasts were like Q&As. We're answering fun questions, and we do love answering those questions and debating them.
We'll be doing those more.
For sure. So if you have any fun questions you want us to talk about or topics, always leave them in the comments below. Well, because I don't know how much you guys pay attention to our channel. If you're watching this, I would assume you pay a decent amount of attention. But how it works is like a tier. So this week we're doing this year we're doing 3 videos a week, right? The tutorials are obviously going to get our most views. That's our brand. The vlogs, the Rise Again vlogs, a little bit less. The podcast, since it's an hour-long episode, only get about 1,000 views average. But what's awesome about that, and why I think that's so cool, is the people who listen to it, like the very few people who do, I feel like I have this like intimate connection with them. Like, those are my homies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why it was so...
And the thing that's crazy...
Go for it.
Well, just the thing that's crazy is like the ratio of people who like a video versus not liking it, or and just watching it. For most videos, it's like, I'd say maybe like just 1 in 10 or less than that like will like it versus the views. So like likes versus views, one person will ever like it for every 10 people who view it. But for the podcast, it's like 1 in 2.
Right. The podcast homies are crazy. Where it's at. So basically,
very true.
With what I'm saying is the direction of the podcast, it's really all about what you guys want it to be. So you guys can direct the topics, the questions by leaving the comments below. And also, there is something that we're far enough in the podcast that the stragglers have left, that only the true homies are listening, that I want to start doing. And I'm going to give Grant a lot more work now by saying this because he edits the podcast. But you guys, we started the appreciation squad last week. And Grant and I honestly thought that no one was listening at that point. So no one would comment appreciation squad, that thing we were talking about last week's episode.
A lot of people did, though.
And we had like 40 appreciation squad comments. And a lot of people talking about how they don't normally comment, but they comment now. But we're so thankful for the people who actually watch and listen to the podcast. We want to find a way to, shout them out and appreciate them. So if you're on the appreciation squad and appreciate what we do, we appreciate what you do. So we want to give you guys a nice little text shout out with your username if you comment Appreciation Squad at the end of each podcast. So you can see your name in a Rise Magic video, even though that's not even really that big of a deal. But hey, it's our way of saying thank you to you. And along with being on the Appreciation Squad, if you want to control the topics that we talk about, the questions that we talk about, really, if you have any questions you want us to answer, you leave them below in the comments of this podcast. And that's what next week's podcast will be about. It's our way of having our connection with the people who really care about our channel.
Yeah. At the very beginning, we just want to kind of like, with Instagram, like, cast a large net, see how many people like we can like let know about it. The people actually do enjoy it, and that's what we're gonna move to the YouTube comments, at least for now. Might do Twitter and Instagram sometime in the future, but who knows?
Yeah. But yo, Grant, I got a burning question for you.
Oh, what's your burning question?
This one was submitted by someone. Oh, I know who it was. Her name was Whitney, and not the Whitney you're thinking of. There's another Whitney. And she had a burning question after listening to our first podcast, and it was, did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
I mean, honestly, I could see it going either way because, like, and I've thought about this. I actually just talked because I went and hiked the high peaks yesterday, and on the way back, like, I was with a group of about 14 people, and we were just talking about questions like this because I was telling them about like Rise and what we do, and I talked about the podcast for a little bit, and so like I talked about is fish are wet in water and stuff like that, and someone asked this question. And so, honestly, I don't think I have an answer to it. I can see it going either way because, one, God did create everything with age. And so, like, Adam and Eve weren't babies at first. They were just created as adults.
Right.
At least that's how I understand it. And so, with age, like, he could definitely have made them with belly buttons. But, like, there's no need for it, so.
I'm going to go no.
I'm going to say the most logical thing is no.
Here's my thing. Think about this.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
You know how the punishment for Eve was, or just them for sinning, was pain in childbirth? So I think that factors into it all, that after the fall of man in the Bible, that's when the belly button started, along with mosquitoes, wasps, humidity, literally everything bad about the world. Shout out to Adam and Eve for ruining my freaking life.
It's okay. YouTube demonetization was introduced at that time as well.
Yeah, so at the fall of man, we got mosquitoes and YouTube demonetization.
There we go. But I do want to tell you a little bit about the hike I went on yesterday because it's absolutely sick. I was going to tell you about this before, but we said like, no, let's save this for the podcast.
Okay.
It's awesome stuff. But so we went to a place called Indian Head. It is an outlook that looks over a lake. It's a nice big long lake that has two high peaks on each side of it. So there's just two mountains and a lake in between, and you're on this like big rock face that just looks over it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so we left at around 7:45. Got there. It's about a 5-mile hike to get up there, 5-mile hike back. So we got there, it was gorgeous. It was about 15-20 degrees, which when you're hiking and you have like the proper stuff on isn't bad. It's actually pretty nice. And like on the way there, we were like walking on, we just decided to like, because there's a river right next to one of the trails, we were just walking on the river. It was awesome. And got some great pictures on it. If I'm not lazy, I'll put them on screen right now. And so the view is absolutely gorgeous. I'll also put a picture on the view if you're watching on YouTube. But by far the coolest part of this hike, on the way back, we stopped by, you had to walk about a half mile off trail to get there. There's this place called Rainbow Falls. It's one of the like biggest, like most scenic waterfalls in the area that we were in, and people go there all the time in the summer. But like this is the winter time, so we wanted to go see it. But since it's been so cold up here recently, the waterfall was completely frozen. And so, well, it wasn't completely frozen, but like you couldn't see any water running. Like it was just ice stacked upon each other, and like it looked like a waterfall but frozen. Like we walked up on the river to like the base of the waterfall, looking up at this ice that's like the frozen waterfall, and like it's in like a ravine between two cliffs, and so on the other side where there's a cliff, like it was just covered in ice because the spray of the waterfall had frozen on that cliff before the waterfall. And it was sick because like you could see underneath the ice, in places where the ice was clear, you could still see the water flowing. And like the waterfall like functioning normally underneath the ice.
That's really cool.
It was honestly insane. Like, and like this waterfall is about 150 feet tall, probably a little bit shorter than that, but probably about 100 feet tall, and like it is completely frozen all the way to the top.
And you got footage of this, right? Because I'm gonna be mad at you if you didn't.
I was taking footage of the whole thing.
All right, because that would be a wasted opportunity. Because we live in the 21st century. If you did something and didn't video it or photo it, didn't even happen.
No, the good old Canon was running the whole time. I tried to vlog, but like, especially with 14, like I know most of them fairly well, but I don't know all of them that well. And so like just pulling my camera and just starting to vlog is so awkward.
You need to get over it, man. You need to be alpha.
I do, and I did it in a couple places, but
some days I'm in moods where I can do that, and some days I'm not. All right, so what I'm saying is, I don't want to call myself a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I mean, people call themselves a YouTuber with less subscribers than us.
Yeah.
But YouTube isn't my life. It's pretty much my life. But I don't want to call myself a YouTuber. But being someone who goes in front of a camera, it's something you have to get used to. But what I was saying to Grant is that the earlier it is in the morning, the less I care about things.
Yeah.
So I do not care what anyone thinks of me. So I walked into my 8:15 the other day in the morning with my camera because I had to film a video upcoming on Rise Magic.
Yeah.
And I did not care. So there was like 18 kids in the classroom, all who I don't know because school's starting back up. The teacher wasn't there. I whipped out that camera and was like, welcome everyone to another episode of Rise Again. And people are like looking at me and I'm like, it's for my vlog. And they're like, oh, can we subscribe? And I was like, nah, I put it on MySpace. Just sat down.
Yeah. And like I could get that.
Probably should have advertised though.
You really should have. But because they would, like, knowing you in person, they'd probably be pretty loyal.
Now, speaking of school, funny thing is, I actually performed magic at school yesterday from some higher ups at Liberty University, the school I go to, because a friend I have works for the school, and she texted me and said, my work discovered your YouTube channel. They want you to come upstairs and do some magic. So I texted her back and said, listen, it's $200 an hour. I don't do magic for free. And she was like, just come upstairs. So I did, and I did the invisible deck for some higher ups at the school. They all freaked out. And what was funny is when we sold the invisible decks on Rise Magic, I really meant it when I said that that's like the trick I do probably 60% of the time. If I'm performing for someone who's never seen me perform again, I almost lead with the invisible deck.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, yesterday was one of the very few times I wasn't prepared. So in my backpack at school, I almost always have, and by almost always, I literally mean 99.9% of the time, I have an invisible deck in one of the special pockets of my backpack and a matching normal deck of cards. So when I went to go do magic for them, I actually wasn't going to do the invisible deck, and when I reached into my backpack to grab a deck of cards, the only deck I had on me was an invisible deck, so I had no choice. So I actually did the invisible deck twice in a row, which is kind of risky, but I did it with two different performing methods, or like performing techniques, so it actually seemed like two different tricks. Yeah.
That's wild.
So that was really fun. But like I said before, guys, this podcast, we don't want to just put out something that no one listens to. And since we have people listening to it like you right now, we want you to dictate what we talk about. Mm-hmm. We want you to dictate what you want the podcast to be, because you're the reason we do it. So if you want to talk about anything magic related, life related, you need dating advice, you need help asking out your crush, you need to know what college you should go to, you need to know what classes you should take, we're probably not qualified, but we'll give our opinion.
Yeah.
So if you got any magic questions, really questions about anything, you want to know the 6 layers of the Earth. Grant, how many layers of the Earth are there? I just made that up.
I'm not going to...
You want to know why Pluto isn't a planet anymore? Why isn't Pluto a planet anymore? That's messed up.
It's too small.
Is it a moon? It's too small. Being too small sucks. I wouldn't know.
Pluto's
I'm saying is, whatever you want us to talk about, we will talk about, as long as whatever you want us to talk about, we will talk about it as long as it is appropriate, even though I've kind of realized that doesn't matter at all when it comes to YouTube.
Yep. But I will say, our original intent with this podcast is try to like give you guys a bit more like detail on who we are as people, what makes us tick, so you can get to know us a little bit better, and just try to strengthen.
Really, just have a better connection with people who watch our stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, this will just be whatever people want it to be. We always will be reading the comments. I know someone roasted me up on one of the videos saying that I hadn't responded to his comment, but even if I don't respond to them, because a lot of times me and Chandler we split up that duty just so we don't go and double comment on things. I do always read the comments as well. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Mm-hmm. Reading the comments is the best thing. I love replying to the comments. Some videos it gets like a freak ton of comments, but I seriously still love it because I'm like, people are actually watching stuff I make. Like, that's so cool.
Not even just watching, but like watching it and like made enough of an impact that they want to like say something about it to us in the comments.
Right. Because not everyone who watches comments. Because exactly a year ago today, we had about 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
So it still blows my mind that people watch our stuff.
Very true.
But anyway, since the people are watching and we want to be entertaining, we wanted to hit you guys with the stalest memes we could find this week.
Oh, yeah.
The stalest. Grant, you want to hit us with a meme really quick?
I'll start off. And this one is actually, like, impressively stale. I just want you to know that because it's actually stems off of what we talked about last week with the meme that I did not want to show.
The snap maps?
Yep. So the snap maps. So it originally started with that meme that we showed last week where the guy was standing on the train tracks with his phone and put it on his Snap story for everyone to see, and someone came across it using snap maps. That inspired a whole genre of people going like, what on earth is going on in this part of the country? And it'll show the snap maps zooming in on that part and clicking, but then it'll just go to a random video. So it's like
one of the best ones I saw was what's going on in Scranton, PA, and they clicked on it, and it was the scene from The Office where Dwight set off the fire alarm.
That one was good. I think I saw one where it's like, what the heck is going on in New England? And it was like a weird edit of Tom Brady.
Yeah,
but stuff, it's fantastic. Chandler actually made his own little edit. That
guys,
getting a little bit of play on the internet. Chandler's Mr. Viral himself.
I got some internet clout besides Rise Magic. Lots of my friends don't know about Rise Magic.
He's got them retweets. He's got them likes. He made a little bit of edits with that Snapchat maps with Liberty University. Do you want to talk about?
So basically, at my school, we have a campus pastor since it's a Christian school. Mm-hmm. He's a bit of an oddball. A lot of people don't like him because of who he is, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
He used to work at a church in Alabama. And in that church in Alabama, they were doing some youth group type event where they did the Hokey Pokey. And it is awful. I don't know what this man was doing, but he was treating the Hokey Pokey like it was a rock concert. So I tweeted out, what the heck and crap is going on at Liberty University? Basically making fun of how Christians don't curse. Not making fun of it because I'm a Christian. I don't curse. I'm just making light of it. You know what I'm saying? And I said, what the heck and crap is going on at Liberty University? So I actually spent time, went in Premiere Pro, the editing program we use, and took this video of our campus pastor dancing and keyframe tracked him. And then put that, and I actually even animated the keyframe of when you click on a snap map thing, the box expanding. It's very quick, but it's those touches that you add.
Yeah.
So it actually looks like a legitimate Snapchat. I tweeted it out, and I got something like 300 retweets and 700 favorites.
That's at this moment. It might go bigger. The only is prominent political figure to retweet it.
Man, but that was a fun day.
Yeah. But those have been some good ones.
Funniest story, okay?
Yeah.
So I walk into one of my classrooms, and we can talk about this in another podcast, but almost none of my friends, besides my close friends at college, know that I have a YouTube channel and we do all these things.
Yeah.
And we get some views on the internet. So when I walked into, I didn't even tell you the story, Grant. This made my day, this story. So I walk into my Digi 369 class, and one of my friends, TJ, is sitting to the right of me. And he's like, oh, bro, I saw that tweet. Mr. Viral over here. He's famous. And he was really teasing me. He's like, it has 20,000 views on Twitter. And he's like, how does it feel to be internet famous? How does it feel to get views on the internet? And he obviously doesn't know about Rise Magic. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's really changed me. I can have people pay for my signatures now.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I bet you if you type in your name on Google, the first result that comes up was that tweet. So he takes out his laptop in the middle of class, while the teacher's teaching, and types in Chandler Henry and hits enter. And the first thing that pops up is the Cardistry Battle 2017 with 260,000 views. And he's like, this guy kind of looks like you. And clicks on it, and it's me in the video, and he's like, what the heck? What is this? What is this? Are those your hands? What are you doing? And then after class, he talked with me for 25 minutes about YouTube. It was awesome. Shout out to TJ for listening to this.
That's amazing.
He subscribed.
Oh.
And turned on post notifications from me in class. He's like, I had no idea.
That's amazing. It was fun.
I thought he was yeah.
It was funny on the ride home from the hike the other day. This one guy was talking. He's a really good rock climber, and like he's put a couple videos up on YouTube, like just of him doing it. And like he was talking about, and like he knows about Rise. I don't think he's.
Did he watch our rock climbing video?
No, I don't think so. I just met him recently.
Praise the Lord.
Like he's like I think he knows about Instagram. I don't know if he's actually watched anything on YouTube. If you're listening to this right now, and you know who you are, let me know. But he was talking about how a couple of them had gotten like a few like 20,000 views or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And like I would never actually do this because I don't want to be that type of person. But I want to be like, yeah, like one of my videos just like kind of blew up. It has like 260,000 views right now. That's crazy. It's like throw it right back on top and just like.
That's such a mean thing to do.
I didn't do it.
And it's especially awkward because like I don't ever want our viewers to think that we like brag about that because it's not.
No,
we're not.
Like people.
But it's just fun to
It's fun to like envision doing that. Like, but I would never actually do it because like most of the people who I know, like who I've met recently, I don't talk about Rise that much. I don't really talk about doing it that much. And so like a lot of people like after that magic performance at that coffee house, they like that was the first time even knowing that I did anything like that. And
update the viewers on or the listeners on how the coffee house go.
It went well. It went really well. I wasn't really expecting it to because like I decided to do it like 2.5 hours beforehand, and I haven't done anything on stage in a long time. Like so with Rise, we just mainly do street stuff because I like it more. I think it's more intimate and like it's in people's minds. There's less of an inclination to think that it's fake because it's happening right in front of them. And so like a one-on-one interaction I think is just gonna be a lot more real and genuine, but that's a topic for another time. I just personally enjoy street more, and so this is for a group of about 40 people, and I just kind of modify one of the street routines that I do every now and then and did it, and people really enjoyed it. Angle Zero is a huge kicker. People loved it.
Of course.
People were like coming up to me. I told the story. I don't know if this has made its way to Rise before, but when I was actually at this place as a kid in the teen program, when I did Angle Zero, some guy pulled me to the side and was like, how'd you do that? That's demonic. Like, there's no physical way that you can do that. And he wouldn't let me go until eventually I had to just tell him how it was in order for this guy to leave me alone. And he's like, oh.
That's so funny.
That's simple. And I just nearly like just flipped on him. I'm like, you don't have the right to say that after what you did to me. You can't say that that's a simple solution.
When he thought you were worshiping the devil.
Yeah. And so I told that story with that trick, and people loved it. Yeah, it turned out really well. And there's a lot of other talented people who did stuff that night. It was a good night. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's good to hear. So we're coming to the end of our time with you guys.
Wait, what was your meme? Did you do a meme?
Oh, shoot. All right. I feel bad for the people who only listen to this audio-wise, but this, if you're watching a video, Grant needs to insert this video. This is one of the coolest videos I've ever seen. There's this dog, and as we know, dogs can show emotion. This dog with the freaking huge ears has a ball in its mouth and drops the ball out of his mouth like he's the most appalled thing in the world, and like walks over and like gives the camera like this death stare, like he's gonna kill them.
Yeah, like,
and there's two different ways I saw it captioned. One was that's like your dog, and they were saying, oh, I pet a different dog at work, so it was like you cheated on your own dog, and the dog drops the ball out of his mouth, and it's like, no, you didn't. And then the other one was captioned, when grandma hears you're hungry and you haven't had any food yet.
Yeah, it was like funny. It's just the most the best like example of a jaw drop that you'd see in like normally in a cartoon. Yeah. Like, you know, in like Scooby-Doo or something like that, when like Shaggy sees something crazy, or like his jaw like just drops and hits the floor while like leaning over a little bit. It's that same type of deal, like the most accurate representation you can see of it in real life. This dog has it, and his jaw just drops, and this like ball falls out of his mouth that was holding, and just walks over to you. It's absolutely crazy. Great video. There will be a link to it in the podcast description if I can do that.
You got to insert it into the video.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm kidding. But, so we'll leave you guys off as we always do with some inspiration. Now, what's funny about this week is Grant and I normally send each other the quotes or inspiration we're going to use.
Yeah.
And LeBron James one of the best basketball player who ever lived, posted this gem of a quote on his Instagram story. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's my Rise Up quote. And then Grant texted it to me and said, I'm using this. And I was like, no, I'm using this. That's mine.
I was the one who said I was using it first, so I still think it's mine.
I just assumed that. All right, do you want to read the quote or can I read the quote?
I'm fine.
We'll just both use it.
I should have had it available, but
So basically the quote says, when you choose to be lazy, the quote says, when you choose to be lazy, you're being disrespectful to those who believe in you.
Mm.
Think about mind blown.
Like that's just,
so basically,
that's hard.
Yeah, no. That hits home because no matter who you are, whether you have 10 million followers, 100,000 followers, 30,000 followers like us, or you have 0, there is always at least one person in the whole world who believes in you and thinks you can do everything.
Yeah. And it's like seeing some of the comments that people have put on our videos, like saying like, you guys deserve over 1 million subscribers. And people will say like, you get like the effort and stuff that you guys put into your videos, you guys deserve so many more subscribers. Like, and just all these super positive like comments that people like, just really uplifting us and telling us how much they appreciate our stuff and how much they like what we're doing and how good they think the quality is. And like, I'm not saying that to try to say like they're right and like we're amazing and super awesome. That's not the point I'm trying to get to. But just those specific people who really enjoy what we're doing. Like if we were to start to choose to be lazy and
letting them down
and just like upload trash content and not like put our all into it and try to make it the best we can, we're letting them down.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just with this and Rise, but like other things in life too. Like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's incredible to think about, especially like going back to the demonetization thing and wanting to quit YouTube. We only have 30,000 subscribers, but there have been people like you guys who have commented like, oh, this is incredible. This helped me. Your video about how to not get worried on stage or how to not get the shakes really helped me here. Your video about how to make money doing magic helped me get my first job doing magic. Those comments, you support us, and like those are people who believe in us, and the people who say we think you guys can grow way past 30,000 subscribers, they believe in us. So if we have an opportunity to make a big YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel is not big right now, but I believe we have an opportunity to create a big community.
Yeah,
we're being disrespectful to the people who support us and the people who believe that we can be something greater if we choose to be lazy. And that's what motivates me to keep going, even in light of when, you know, YouTube craps on us.
Very true. Because at the end of the day, it's not about YouTube. It's not about money. It's about, and if there comes a day where YouTube is not the top video content platform, we'll move to whatever it is and keep on going. But it's about what we actually do and the people who enjoy it and making stuff that they like. It's about
building a community of friends where they can have some entertainment, hopefully have some inspiration.
Yeah.
You know?
What was it that you said?
Hope that I could.
You said
what was that?
I remember something that you said when we first started, like when we were about like 1,000 subscribers. You said
okay, I know exactly what you're talking about because it is my mantra for YouTube.
It is.
Where my only goal for YouTube is to have a positive impact on anyone who watches the video. For them to never take away anything negative from it. Where that means if someone, you know, calls me ugly in the comments or someone's mean in the comments, I will never, ever reply with anything negative on our YouTube channel. In video form or in comment form. We are 100% positive. There's enough negativity in the world. I don't want them to see us and have any sort of negative connotation because we represent Christ and we want to have that reputation where there's something different about us. You know, we try and carry ourselves with integrity. And, you know, that's what it's all about. I want to have a positive impact on people's lives. I don't think I'm at the point where I could change anyone's life, but with like the Rise Again motivational video that I did at the end of the year, I just really want to have a positive impact on whoever watches it. Even if it's just something about teaching a card flourish. If they learn that flourish, it's a positive impact. If it's a magic trick, it's a positive impact. I don't want any negative, you know.
Yeah. That wasn't actually what I was going for.
Oh, shoot.
What I was going to say is like when you were talking about subscribers and stuff like that, you're like, I want our thing to be like friends, not fans.
Right. No. Yeah. I have a big. Yeah, you're exactly right. I have a thing. I do not like saying the word fans.
Yeah,
it's at
weird.
all. I think saying you have fans makes it seem like you're on a higher level than them, and that's not true at all. Especially with internet personalities.
Yeah.
Which is why I hate when I see other people call it fans or something like that, because it's not like when you're actually famous and social media, like when you're famous on social media because you're famous in real life is a lot different than just being famous on social media. If your entire life is based off of being famous on social media, which we are not, but let's say someone like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, PewDiePie, any big YouTuber, you only exist because of them.
Yep.
So how could they be fans? Those people support you. They're your friends. And especially in a smaller community like us, you're my friends. You enable me to keep doing this.
Yeah, and it might sound corny.
If you're listening to podcasts, you're my friend. No, I know what. Yeah.
It sounds cool, but like, I think it's more accurate, and it's like a better attitude to have about the people watching your content.
Where it's like, how can I be said? Oh, thanks to the fans who watch my content. They're not a fan of me. They want the content, and they want it like. Well, I wouldn't say it like that. I misspoke there. But what I mean is like, they weren't a fan before we started posting videos because they didn't know we exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
They only know us through YouTube. So here's the thing: if you guys stop watching, you know what I am? Like, you know,
same as you were before.
Exactly. So it doesn't give me any real life fame. So why would I treat it like I am famous? I'm not.
Yeah.
I have a lot of online friends. That's how I view it. I have a lot of friends, and that goes into the same reason why we reply to all the comments. Because we know, we want to be aware that we are nothing without you guys.
Yeah. And one thing, like one of my goals is to get to the point where we can do in like an actual meetup.
That would be so
like,
cool.
I just think that'd be the coolest thing. And like like over the summer, working at the camp I did, some of the kids who came into Teen Stat, like they were interested and they had known who I was because of Rise. Absolutely incredible. Like, I mean, some kid can like talk about like how much like he enjoyed the videos and like how he had learned a lot with it, and he had impressed some of his friends, and like it was something that he really enjoyed and like liked doing, and he had learned it through Rise. It's just one of the genuinely coolest things that has ever happened to me. And
it's very rewarding feeling.
Yeah, and getting to meet, I just want to be able to, like, if anyone who recognizes either of us, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, if anyone ever recognizes me from Rise, please come and say hi. Like, please come and say hi.
Oh yeah.
I know the odds of that ever happening is very slim, but it's happened once before. The odds of that is very slim, but if that ever happens,
well, that goes into the same reason why we want people to comment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because like we said last week, I'm a bad at being a member of the appreciation squad. When I like YouTubers, I don't comment on their videos because I just don't comment.
Yeah. But
that's why I like people commenting, is like, no, that person's real, and they appreciate, like, it's cool. It's really cool when someone's like, you can tell that someone is real and watches your stuff. That's really cool.
And like, I find it cool. Some people will go and follow me on Instagram and Twitter from Rise, and I don't follow everyone back, but I follow a few people back, and it's just really cool seeing like who these people are who watch our videos and like our videos. And so like, even if most of the time, if like I don't follow people back, I will take a look at their profile and just like see who they are, and like I'll get like an idea in my head of who the people are who are watching our videos, and like know something about them, you know?
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is.
All right, well,
I think that's it for today.
Bottom line, we're thankful for you guys.
We are.
Leave your comments, leave your questions down below, and we will answer them next week.
Yeah.
That's Grant.
I'm part of the Appreciation Squad because I appreciate all you. I know Chandler does as well. Thank you so much for listening.
The Appreciation Squad is a two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
You appreciate us, I appreciate you. We're friends, we're family, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We're on iTunes. But yeah.
That's true. iTunes Life.
But a quick caveat before we end this. Right now, SoundCloud is not letting us keep up the older episodes because we're only allowed to have a certain amount of time. So if any of you guys know anything about this stuff and you know a better service to use than SoundCloud, let us know. I'm going to be doing my research so we can make sure to have because iTunes pulls the stuff from SoundCloud. And so, because we want to be able to keep the podcasts up for anyone to be able to listen to them whenever. And so, any of you who know anything about it, let me know. I'm going to be doing my own research as well, but I would appreciate to hear any of you guys' feedback. At the end of the day, though, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Monday for a new tutorial. Thursday will be Rise Again. And then next Saturday I'll have another episode of the Rise Magic podcast. Rise up. But yep, we'll see you guys in the next one.